Hello and welcome to another new video. And this is it, people. U8817, a twin bearing front hub carrier set. Oh, yeah, twin, that's two. Pro tip, people, put your wheel on, that'll stop happening. Oh, that's strange. I didn't expect that to drop out. Anyway. Twin bearing front hub carrier set U8817. Now, here we go. We've got staples. Here you go. Love them. Got to love them, ain't you? Oh, yes, we're in the bag. We're in the bag. So we've got the bag and we've got the parts and we've got instructions. Let's look. Yeah, let's look at these instructions. We have a twin bearing conversion kit. It's not a conversion kit. It's a kit. Anyway, thread lock, blue thread lock, race tip. We recommend thread locking M3 nut into castle to ease assembly. Okay. So, a bit of blue, people, bit of blue. This will stop your nut from falling out. Okay, that is a race tip for assembly, easing assembly. So, here we go. We've got, ooh, nice bit of bling. So we've got bearings, we've got, ooh, what's that there? We've got carbon fiber spacer. Now, I would love to know if that was an afterthought or the original design. So anyway, we've got this aluminium or aluminum for our foreign viewers. Aluminum, that's not a spacer, that's holding the bearings. That's a bearing retainer. Ooh, very nice, very good quality. Very nice, very nicely produced parts. Yeah, ooh, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm just double checking that this is the right way around, because if you follow the instructions, the bearing sits inside the retainer. So the castellation, this is, oh, there you go. I'm making this look difficult for the viewer. Yeah, there you go. It's not actually that difficult. Get your bony fingers on that. It should push in quite nicely. Now this is the race tip to laver your M3 nut, locking nut. That is a nylon M3 locking nut, which will hold your wheel on, hopefully. Yeah. So I'm thinking that this is for the nut. It's not on the thread, it's for the nut. Saying that, I mean, it is to hold the nut in place while you assemble. Because technically it could drop out, I suppose. You could drop out. You know, ooh, look at that. Look how sharp that is. I do like to cut these tags off, but this is strong. Look how strong that is. Yeah, I don't like marshals moaning at me when they pick my car up saying, I've stuck my finger on your moulding, because they do pick it up quite a lot. Yeah. Yes, so I do like to cut those off, those moulding tags. Yeah, I suppose that's what the assembly tip is for, to stop your nut from moving. But anyway, people, these, I'm gonna stick my neck out and say it was worth waiting a year. That's one whole year for these. I mean, the model came out, where are we now? 26, aren't we? It didn't come out 25, it came out 24. Yeah, came out December 24. That sounds bad, doesn't it? But anyway, I missed the the first lot of released ones because I never noticed they came out. Then I saw people on the internet saying, oh, these twin bearing carriers are good, and I thought, oh, I missed them. Waited that long and I missed them. But anyway, I managed to get myself, I wasn't greedy, I managed to get a few kits of these. I wasn't greedy, I've got a few. I've got a couple of cars I want to put my few on. Obviously my works is having them, and my Franken Cougar's having them. I might put these on my original Cougar, the one I'm racing, but then it wouldn't be original, would it? I know, but you can still upgrade an original. But anyway, these use an M2 screw. Mr. Schumacher has moved away from the traditional Phillips screw. I mean, originally, I know it's going back a few decades, but people call them wood screws. They weren't wood screws, they were just straight screws. They weren't wood screws, they were straight. Then we moved on to the Phillips screw, and now Mr. Schumi, in his infinite wisdom, has moved on to these nice matte black M2 hex screw, or some people might call it an Allen screw, but we'll call it hex because that's how we affectionately know them. They are a matte black in colour, matte black. They are strong, but the actual material we're screwing into is solid. It really is solid. You know, when you put together your works car and you put your steering together and you screwed these together, it wasn't difficult, was it? Wasn't difficult, was it, people? But I'm struggling with these. I mean, I know I've got bony fingers, and I mean, I've had surgery on my arm and my elbow and my shoulder. So, thinking, is it me? Is it me struggling to put these screws in? I mean, at the moment, I'm just messing about. I'm just lining them up. But when it comes down to it, I do struggle to get these in. They are very tidy. The construction is very tight. I mean, I know it's not a self-tapping screw like on the original ones, because these are an upgrade. I'm a bit wary of calling it a conversion kit because you're not converting the actual hub. It is, you bought a hub with two bearings in it. You're not converting it. That's what you've got. But anyway, that is a debate. I don't know if it's a debate worth having, but I'm just saying. But if you've bought the, I think it's 0 degree yokes, the bling ones, the purple ones, they do fit nicely, and you don't need to bother with the washers, washers. I got a theory that they used washers on the construction of the Riri because of the pins. Because on the original Cougar, you didn't use washers, and on the Cougar 2 Team Edition and all that, there weren't washers. So I don't know what the washer business was all about. It was either the pins were too long or the plastic was too big. But anyway, let's not dwell on stuff like that. So I'm sorting out my issue of not being able to get the screws in. I'm going to blame my bony fingers because these are solid. So what I've ended up doing, I've got my gas soldering iron with the hot end blower on it. I know, this is quite extreme. It's quite extreme, but I didn't want to damage my screwdriver, and I didn't want to round off a screw, because these are that tight that if you round one of these puppies off, you ain't getting it out. And if you haven't tightened it down and you've rounded it off, you're going to have issues. But anyway, that is my theory. I mean, I did use an Allen key to get him. I thought, no, these are too tight. Well, I'm struggling. So I used my soldering iron. I warmed up the plastic, which is very strong. And these things are quite weighty, you know. There's quite a bit of weight on them. I should weigh them and see what the difference is, but it doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's it really. That's them put together. They do look nice. We waited a year plus. Yeah. So when you put these on, be careful you don't lose your bearing and it doesn't drop out. So that's it then, people. This is the twin bearing front hub carrier set. And later.